Okay, in this tip we're going to see how to configure your iSeries to serve up web pages. Once you've configured your iSeries to do some basic web serving, you can use it to serve up static web pages or even interactive web pages using CGI or servlets. So the first thing we need to do is go into an iSeries Navigator session and start an HTTP server admin instance. So drill down to the admin instance, as you can see here, and start it if it's not already running. Once the admin instance has started, open up a browser and point it to the IP address of your iSeries, followed by a colon and the number 2001. 2001 is the port number the iSeries admin HTTP server runs on. When you do, you should see a screen very much like the one shown here. Click on the IBM HTTP server for iSeries link, and we'll go ahead and configure a new Apache server. Click on the Create HTTP Server link shown on the left, and we'll create an HTTP server powered by Apache. You could choose to create an HTTP server original, but we're going to use the Apache here. Let's name your server, give it a name that's appropriate for what you're going to use it for, and give it a description. The server root identifies the directory in the integrated file system where the HTTP server files will reside. The document root is where you will store your HTML, sound files, image files, or anything else you want to serve up through your browser. The port number is the port number your AS400 will be listening on to serve up web pages. Port 80 is the default HTTP port for any browser running on any system. But since your system may be using port 80 already for something else, go ahead and change the port number for this demo to something unique. Go ahead and take all the defaults for the rest of the options. And when you're done, you'll be shown a list of everything you have chosen for your HTTP configuration, and if you're satisfied with everything, click on the Finish button to create it. And once we do that, the next thing we'll need to do is take a look at our configuration, make sure it's exactly what we want, and then we'll start it. To view the configuration created for you by the options you chose, click on the Display Configuration File link shown on the left, and you'll see a browse-only version of your configuration file. Spend some time looking at this if you're not familiar with it, and you can see how the typical Apache configuration looks. If you're happy with it, let's go ahead and click the green arrow at the top, and we'll start the HTTP server. Notice now that it says stopped. We'll give it a few moments to start, and then we'll refresh it, and we'll be able to take a look at our new server. Go ahead and change the port number to the port number you specified when you created the HTTP server instance, and we'll see the sample page automatically generated for you. This sample page is pretty dull, so let's go ahead and create a HTML page of our own, make it a little bit more exciting. Open up a Windows Notepad session or any other HTML or text editor and type in some HTML. You can use the HTML that you see here, or you can create your own, or you can copy a web page from anywhere else. And when we get done, we're going to save this as a .htm file or .html file, and we'll FTP it to our iSeries. Let's name this file index.htm. And let's push it up to your iSeries. In this example, I'm using FTP to move it to the root directory of this HTTP configuration. you can use your favorite FTP tool or map a drive and copy it that way. The main thing is you want to remember to put it in the root directory of the new server, which would be www.mydemo/htdocs for this example. If you refresh this page, you might expect to see the index.html page you just created and move to the root. However, you don't, because the HTTP configuration has not been told to look for this file and use it as the directory index. To do that, let's stop the HTTP server and go ahead and edit the configuration file. Click on the Edit Configuration file shown on the left, and we'll add this new directive. The directive is directory index, and the parameter for it is the name of the HTML file the user will see when they first hit this port on your server. This file name could be index.htm or index.html or pretty much anything you want. If you don't specify anything for a directory index, it'll use a page called index.html. Let's save that configuration, stop it if you haven't done so already, and restart it. And then when you go back to your browser and enter that port number for your server, you should see the new page. And there you have it. Your new HTML page is now the index page for this configuration